The first of 3 keys that will let you know you're ready to start dating after divorce is when you know your morals and values, needs and wants, negotiables and non-negotiables. Now, most people are like, well, I know my morals and values are. I know this, Kenny. What do you mean? Well, it's been my life experience that everybody says that, but nobody has actually sat down and written them out. And because of that, they end up in relationships where their partner has a habit or a trait or a belief that doesn't work for them. And now they're stuck. They've been with this person for a long time, or they ended up getting married, and it goes against everything. And so there's this huge rift in the relationship. And this is critical. This isn't something, like most people, I don't know that anybody, unless they've been through my programs or watched my videos, has ever done this. And so it's critical that we look at every area of our life, like intimacy, physical intimacy. How many times do you believe, what's your moral and value? Is it once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year? Everybody's different on that. Like, that needs to be known. A lot of relationships end because of disagreements in that area. What about finances? Do you believe there's a certain amount of money that should be in the bank? Do you believe that the accounts should be together or separate? Like, how do you guys manage money? Money is one of the main ways that people end up divorcing or separating or ending a relationship. What about work-life play balance? What are your beliefs on that? Many clients come to see me because they have a partner who's a workaholic. Like, these are simple thoughts and things, but what happens is we go on a date, he or she's cute, we have some physical intimacy, it works great, we hang out, oh, they like football games, oh, they like crafts, like all of a sudden it's, oh, we get along great. But what happens is in every couple, the second that wedding ring or goes on or they move in together, what happens is the authentic person shows up. It does for everybody. There's always a level that's hidden until we make that final commitment. How many times have you looked in your own life that the second you got married or the second you moved in, things changed? Once the final commitment was there, something got different. It is critical that we know the answers to these questions before we get way down that path. And so you'll know that you're ready to start dating when you have looked through and gone, what do I value? What are my highest values in every area of my life? Parenting, money, intimacy, spending time together, all these different, career, like every aspect of life. When you know your value and therefore you can place a moral on it, whether it's good or bad, then you know what your needs and wants are. So you know what to ask for, what kind of support you need. Also, how to meet those yourself, because your partner can't meet them for you. At times they will, but maybe not always. That's another moral and value. How do you see about that? Some people, it's like very codependent. They need the Kardashian model, that their partner always meets their needs and wants. While other ones are much more avoidant. And so it's like, well, once a month, if we do something together, good enough for me. Like, do you see how important these things are? Those are what your relationships break up. We're not talking, I want to talk more. I need more compliments. These are needs and wants. And then what's negotiable and non-negotiable? What of these things that you disagree on, because a healthy relationship has disagreements. But is this a disagreement? Is this a value or a need and want that is non-negotiable? I can't meet that. We need to know that. So when you've done that work, you will know you're ready. Now, lucky for you, I have 3 videos that walk you through the exact process on how to do it. If you go to my YouTube channel under my codependence playlist, there are 3 videos. They all start off with codependence recovery. And then it's how to ask for your needs and wants, how to determine your negotiables and non-negotiables, and understanding morals and values. Those 3 videos will walk you through this process. Once you've done that, you know you're ready to start dating again. All right, number 2, you can date yourself. See, what happens to a lot of people is they wait around for the perfect person, or they get online and stuff like that. But it's been my experience, when you can learn to be okay with being by yourself and dating yourself and taking yourself to the places that you enjoy. This is why the needs and wants are so important. Like I'm dating myself right now. I'm not in a relationship. So I take myself out to eat. I go to painting things, like all the things that I enjoy, I date myself. Now that's where I don't do the dating apps, because for me it doesn't work. I'm not saying you shouldn't use them, but I will end up meeting somebody who shares similar needs and wants, similar morals and values, because I'm dating myself in the places where someone else, they would ostensibly be in the same place. And that's how it works for me to end up finding someone to date, okay? But to be able to do that, I have to be able to feel safe enough and secure enough in myself and love myself enough to meet my own needs and wants and be able to date myself, because there are times in every healthy relationship where our partner can't go on that date with us. Well, we have to have the ability to go, oh, okay, well, it was Friday night. Perfect example. I played tennis that morning. I was just in a great mood because I had torn the ligaments in my ankle. And so it's the first time I'd played in a couple months. I was like a Labrador puppy that had been chained up. I was like, just bouncing off the walls, chasing every ball. Like everyone was just laughing at me. I was just literally, I felt like a Labrador puppy, just chasing tennis balls all day long. It was adorable. And that's how I felt inside, is I felt adorable about myself inside. And so I was like, man, I want to go on a date. And I don't have anyone I'm talking to. So I took myself out to a really nice dinner and brought a book along. Like I was excited. And that's what we have to do. That's when we know, is when we can do that for ourselves, when we're no longer in that place of expecting or needing someone else to meet that need for us. We've recovered enough from our divorce. We're ready to love ourselves. And that means we're ready to give love to somebody else. All right? Number 3. We've healed the pain from our past. This is a piece that most people avoid. If you've seen my other videos on divorce, I talk about that studies show for every 3 years of a committed relationship, it takes us 1 year to recover. Now, the reason this is so critical of healing the pain from our childhood is we pick what we know. No one likes to admit this, but all attraction is our brain and body goes, oh my God, this person is going to drive me just as crazy and abandon me and neglect me and ignore me and frustrate me and love me and make me feel good, just like my parents did. Just the exact same chaos of my childhood. That's all attraction is your brain and body is, I'm home. I get to relive it. Well, if we don't heal the pain from the past, and if you've been divorced, that tells me there's a lot of pain in your childhood that hasn't been addressed. And so you either picked your mother, your father, there's something in your childhood that you relived with that first marriage, or maybe you've been through multiple divorces and you still haven't healed the pain from the past, because that's all you'll do. You will keep picking the trauma from your childhood until you reconcile the trauma from your childhood, because attraction is based on the relationships we experienced in our childhood. All right? We learn about relationship from our childhood, and so we will repeat. We can do polar opposite. Like my first marriage was my father and my older brother. My second marriage was my mother. All right? I was still, I was working through the process. I didn't know this is how it worked, but I was working through the process of healing all of that. So if you can't see specifically how your childhood was responsible for your divorce or divorces, then most likely you're not ready for a relationship. I'll be blunt with you. I would not encourage you to be dating at all, unless you are okay with experiencing more pain, because your chances of finding true love and connection, you might have found somebody to spend time with, but a true deep connection, your chances are very slim unless you've done the healing work on your childhood, all right? So, how do you do all that? What are the solutions? Well, I would encourage you to go to my YouTube channel and my playlist. the Worst Day Cycle playlist. I just did recently a 5-part series on the worst day cycle, and this is going to show you how you're reliving these attractions and reliving your childhood. It'll bring you into reality of how all of this works and where to begin the healing journey, and how to see that your previous relationship was just like your childhood, exactly like it, and what steps to be taking. So again, let's go to my Worst Day Cycle playlist, and you're looking for the 5-part series that's titled Reclaim Your Authentic Self by Becoming Trauma Informed. Reclaim Your Authentic Self by Becoming Trauma Informed. Watch that 5-part series. Again, remember step 1 was this, recognizing our morals and values, needs and wants, negotiables and non-negotiables. Go back to my YouTube channel. Under the Codependence playlist, watch the 3 videos that all start with the title Codependence Recovery. If you type that in, all 3 will come up. And the titles are How to Ask for Your Needs and Wants, How to Determine Your Negotiables and Non-Negotiables, and Understanding Our Morals and Values. And finally, one last video would be under my relationship playlist, and this is called the 10 Do's and Don'ts for a Great Relationship. So satisfy those 3 simple keys and you'll be ready to start dating after divorce. So if you think this will help somebody, please share it. Please leave me your comments. And as always, enjoy the journey.